What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ill Streak. This is Larry Charles. I'm in Nikki, she's the car. And right now I think it'd be a good time to do a little bit of a review. So it's been 4 weeks since Fast 7 has been out. I call it Fast 7, Furious 7, whatever you want to call it, Fast and the Furious 7. The 7th installment to the franchise. It's out. Hopefully you've seen it already. It's a nice little old car. And you know you have something to say about it. So yeah, me too, I have something to say about it. I want to talk about the movie really quick. And you're along for the ride, so I'll keep it quick, but it'll be fun. Anybody who's anybody in the car scene has probably seen or knows about Fast and the Furious and the franchise. I've been a big follower of the whole series since it started. I think I was in high school when the first one came out. And that's, I hate to say it, but that movie is the reason why I'm big into cars. Because it was my first, real exposure to the car lifestyle and what it's like to, to own, modify, and improve vehicles. Fast and the Furious is the reason why, is the catalyst. That's it. It's the catalyst for my love for cars. It's what initiated my interest in automotives, and it grew from there. It's not totally responsible for everything I know about cars, because if that was the case, I wouldn't know shit about cars. But yeah, it's the catalyst. It's what inspired me to get into automotives, and I thank it for it. So now let's talk about the newest movie, Furious 7. So Furious 7 was a fun movie, right? Like, ever since Justin Lin took over the franchise, I think it's just been over the top, but in a good way, right? Like, I've actually had a couple of debates on the internet already where they say, man, this is unrealistic. Oh, he's jumping cars in between skyscrapers and he lifts up a car, blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on, man. You're paying $12 to go watch a movie, right? You're not paying $12 to sit and look out of a window. I see real life all the time. Look, I'm watching real life right now. There's just people turning at intersections and driving slow on a Sunday cruise and shit. I'm probably having the most fun on the Sunday, and nobody would pay $12 for this YouTube video. I can guarantee you that. So what does that mean? If you're gonna go to a movie, you're going to a movie to be entertained, right? They want you to have fun. They want you to enjoy yourself. Who cares if what you're watching is quote unquote unrealistic? It's a fucking movie. You know what I mean? Like, relax. You're paying money to be entertained. So they've made the movie 7 times. Six times the director has said, okay, I have to do better than the last one. I have to do better than the last one. How do you top a big stunt? A bigger stunt. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So anyway, that I wanted to say to all those people out there in general who are like, oh, it's unrealistic. He would have been dead if he did that in real life. Well, of course, because it's not fucking real life. It's a movie. Okay, so, yes. All right, so talking about Furious 7 itself, I enjoyed this movie. Everyone knows that with the passing of Paul Walker, holy shit, do you not see that there's a green light? With the unfortunate passing of Paul Walker, everyone wanted to know how they were going to handle the transition, how they were going to handle a movie franchise that lost its lead character. And I have to say, the way that they did it was beautiful. It was elegant. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to let you know that if you haven't yet seen the movie, if you're one of the 11 people out there, well, the number's way bigger than that. But if you're one of the 30 people out there who haven't seen it yet, it's really touching. Bring some Kleenex because you just might need them. It's very touching. It's very nice. And I'm happy for how they sent off my boy Paul. Lastly, okay, so the stunts were big. Everyone knows the stunts were going to be big. The characters are bigger, right? Like, when Fast and the Furious started, everyone said that, the cars were a co-star, right? Like, oh yeah, half the movie is character and watching these cool situations and these stunts, and the other half of the movie is just appreciating these vehicles going fast. I have to say that this time around, the characters are 80 to 90% of the movie, and the cars are really only 10, 15. There's only if I were to think about it right now, what are the memorable car scenes? I'd probably be well, 2. But if I tell you what are the memorable character scenes, I'd just tell you a bunch. The jokes, the one-liners, the quips, the fights, the combat, the story itself is way bigger this time around than it ever was before. So what does that mean? Are they changing where the franchise is going? I'm pretty sure they are, right? It's no longer about, Honda Civics with spoon engines before Race Wars. It'll turn a premium. It's no longer about, the car culture lifestyle. It's more about a crew who's going around by being good at, I don't know, random thievery and all kinds of other shit to help take down these worst villains. They're doing illegal things to take down people who are doing more illegal things. So I guess that's where it's going. And that's fine, right? Because the audience is also growing up with the film. Like I was, I don't know, like 14, 15 when the first one came out. I'm 30 now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Making sure that the Honda has the right tune before Race Wars is not as important to me or not as exciting anymore. Whereas like, I don't know, taking down an international thief is pretty damn cool. So Fast Furious franchise, keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing, it's fantastic. This movie, I had a lot of fun watching it. I loved all the new characters that were introduced, but I have one big thing to say. Now, I'm African American, if you haven't noticed. Here, let me get some brown skin in HD. African American. So obviously, you know, I pay a little more interest in how they develop characters like Tej Parker and Roman Pierce. And it's funny how these two characters have evolved. Tej, I'm really happy with how he's evolved, right? Like he started out as Ludacris the rapper in a Fast and Furious movie. There was no difference between Ludacris and Tej in Fast and Furious 2. It was the same person. The same guy. There was no character portrayal. It was Ludacris reading his lines. And now, you know, he's the tech guy who actually knows a pretty good amount of martial arts, apparently, who's suave, who's debonair and cool. You know, I'm happy with how his evolution happened. And Tyrese's evolution as Roman Pierce has actually been kind of interesting because he started out being introduced as getting what? He did 3 years in prison for Brian. I did 3 years for you, or however Tyrese held up his fingers in that. I always remember that. He was like, I did 3 years. It was some crooked ass finger shit that he did. Go back and watch Too Fast, Too Furious. You'll see it. He was like, I did 3 years for you, Brian. Anyway, so Tyrese was like this hardened criminal. Like he always wanted to fight. He was always angry, ready to punch something. And now he's like a clown. In every scene he's introduced or shown in the movie, it's to be funny. He's comedic relief, right? So like he's just straight up a clown. And I'm not upset about it, right? Like if he was the only black dude and he's like, oh, I'm telling all these funny, like, you know, that rubs me a little worse. But we have the Tej Parker, you know what I mean? We have, you know, Tyrese who gets to do cool stuff, but now he's more of a clown. And then, I mean, isn't Dwayne Johnson part black? So like maybe there's some cool, anyway, I'm not racist at all, but I just like to make sure that like we're represented well. You know what I mean? It's not a racist thing. It's just like, I don't want us to look bad. I want to see black people doing cool shit. I want to see white people doing cool shit, but I don't want to only see black people doing dumb, stupid stuff. So I'm happy that that wasn't the case, but I do have to note that, yo, Roman Pierce is a clown. He's just funny now. Like, all he does is just tell one-liners and quips. 11 minutes in, if you're still watching and you still haven't seen the Mooney, go see it. It's fun. It's worth $12. It's way better than paying $12 and staring at traffic all day, because that's not Fast and Furious. That's just slow and furious. Traffic is slow and furious. And Fast 7 was a fun ride. I'm happy with how they ended things for Paul Walker, rest in peace. There's a lot of good tribute stuff that happens for him. And it's worth it. I give it 2 thumbs up, and not even because I'm a car guy. It's just a great summer movie, and go see it. All right, yeah, this is like the longest Ill Streak video, I think, so I'm gonna have to call this like a specific vlog or something. You guys, make sure you like, make sure you comment, subscribe, do all that cliche stuff that people who make YouTube videos tell you to do at the end, and hopefully you like what I do. I'm going to enjoy this sunny day with no top. I'm going to keep riding and hopefully get to a brake shop where I can get those brakes fixed, because that sounds terrible. Peace.